Alchemist, a terrible choice with people TPing at this point. This is going to be a Storm. Gets Hex immediate, and looks like there's a lot of TP. Looks like there is going to be a Death Ward being dropped, and everyone being forced back in. There is the instant burst damage that I was talking about. Every one of these squishy extremely low, and hero dropping one by one. Yeah, there's double kill, and that TEG 100% quab, not farming well, but picking up so many hero kills at this point.
Yeah, it looks like they are probably going to pick off this Venge as well. We'll see if Queen of Pain has another blink up her sleeve. If they do, they most likely get the kill on Venge here, and getting Venge right before the Death Pulse hit right there. So very well played. Looks like they're going to polish off and get Necrolyte as well. So meanwhile, it looks like Chen stayed back to get bottom tower. Top tower was actually denied by the Alchemist player, so well done there. And it looks like that kind of went in the Scourge's favor. They polished off a lot of heroes. They got a tower kill while denying a tower. So well played by TEG.
Yeah, they are just.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think the Sentinel team got a bit overzealous. They got cocky because Rhasta saved up his wards. You see, they took the first tower down with relative ease. They pushed to the second tower because Rhasta had his Serpent wards ready, but it was just not the time for them to clash. They were lacking certain heroes. They should have stayed back.
I think having a lot of great counter pushers like the Quab is really helped out there, and they just abusing their chasing power at this point. They could just, after they win an advantage in a team fight, they could just chase like no other with the Storm Spirit and Quab. And really, how is 4 Squishies gonna fight under a Chemical Rage, or not Chemical Rage, an Acid Spore from the Alchemist? It's just a lot of constant DPS. There is a lot of minus armor there, and they just can't stay the fight. And it looks like with the Chen support, they're gonna go for a Roshan. A bit of early Roshan in my opinion, but they could definitely pull it off. Who do you think Aegis is gonna go on? Is it gonna be on the Alchemist, or is it gonna be a Quab, or maybe Storm?
I was thinking Queen of Pain. Alchemist, in most games you never see Alchemist get the Aegis, but since it's relatively early, you might. Late game, they hardly ever give it to Alchemist because he just takes forever to die. It's much better on a hero like Nevermore or Queen of Pain or the glass cannons basically, and it looks like Queen of Pain does pick it up.
Looks like there will be a gank on this. Oh, and that phase boot I think might just save him. He definitely got him a lot of terror, but no, they're just the abuse of the chasing power is gonna kill him. and this TEG showing them why they're one of the underrated yet very well experienced team, like you said earlier. This Chen's a bit of disappointing so far, hasn't getting off a lot of ganks. Meanwhile, the Drow Ranger taking a lot of damage from bottom lane. He's going to go into a 1v1 fist fight, but there are a lot of hero coming in against that Drow Ranger. Drow Ranger would definitely fall down, and just a lack of communication and team play from EHome, and that's definitely not what you usually see from one of the elite Chinese teams.
And I'd like to know EHome's lack of wards here. They only have one ward, which is at mid, a very strange ward, which is usually used for pushing and things like that. They don't have any wards checking the rune spots, or any of their jungle spots isn't warded, so much of it is fogged. They have to play pretty defensively. That Drow was really far out from her base, especially considering they have no towers or any support. So yep, the lack of communication from EHome showing very early in the game so far. They are 6-12. So TEG taking a healthy lead here.
And wow, what a nice ward by Chen. Not going for the standard ward up the plateau there, but going for this nice little niche ward. Seeing a lot of vision on bottom lane, and a little bit of side vision into the forest as well. This is going to limit the draw. Meanwhile, there's a big team fight going mid, and that Rhasta, that Witch Doctor is taking so much damage. Hand of God is going off. Witch Doctor still living through it, and 1 extra second with this healing ward is 1 extra second that the Scourge team cannot handle. Looks like there's so much damage, and they're going to force the Alchemist back, but they are going to focus Chen's creep instead. I guess not a bad choice if you're not going to get the heroes. So despite being initiated on that constant healing aura from the Witch Doctor and the Necrolyte, is just too much for the Scourge to handle. After, I guess that was a lost team fight, I think Sentinel can push, and they will push at this point. Rhasta does have his Serpent Ward staved up, so he will pop it in the middle of the tower. Let's see if they can get a tower now.
Something I'd like to know is that killing Chen's wards Chen's creeps is so annoying. Just trying to find the right combination of creeps is really hard to do. Meanwhile, it looks like Crystal Maiden just putting an early Frostbite there. It looks like Chen coming around with the Furball creep, and it looks like they're going to initiate on Rhasta here. Storm is back, and I think they're going to be able to bank a few kills here. with the combination of Cops, nukes, and Storm's initiating power. And it looks like there's just a bunch of crap going down. We have the Aegis being activated now on the Queen of Pain, and it looks like she's just going to clean up everyone here.
Oh no, it looks like Drow is doing a lot of damage now. She's being focused. I have to talk about the Quap later, but it was a very questionable play. A smart blinking out from the Drow Ranger in the center of 3 hero, knowing that all stuns has been casted. So Drow Ranger living a very slavely. I have to say, maybe her Quap's ultimate was on cooldown. I'm not too sure. No, Quap's ultimate was never on cooldown, but there was a very long moment where all 3 or 4 heroes lined up on EHome for a perfect sonic wave, and I see a lot of Europeans, or a lot of players in general, they just save the sonic wave for the last hit, and you generally want to do that, don't want to do that, because sonic wave, especially when they're lined up a lot like that, you could just burst so much damage on them. And more so than just the damage, it's a big intimidation factor when you see a huge, like a penis strike down the ranks of your team. You gonna run, and keep in mind the Scourge team could just chase so well. If you just pop a sonic wave and force the opponent team to chase like that, to run like that, you definitely won the team fight from that point. So I'm not too sure why Freezer, or 100%, is not popping those sonic waves. Again, he's a lot better player than I am, so it just points out a move that's a bit questionable.
Yep, definitely. It looks like Necrolyte does have that early mech now, if we failed to mention that earlier. It looks like Queen of Pains has her ultimate orb working towards her Gwynsu. Witch Doctor with the urn, and Ven just continuing to buy supportive items. And not too much happening elsewhere. Storm has 3 nulls, which is pretty interesting. Usually you see Storm get something like a Linken's or start building towards that. So what do you think Storm's up to here?
Storm is up to bad farming, I guess. I don't know. If you compare the farming, Necrolyte 89 creep kills, Rhasta 85 creep kills, Drow Ranger 74. The highest is Storm on the Scourge, which is only 60. So they're completely getting out farmed. I mean, they are winning the hero fight, but I guess because they're not farming well, the Storms here have to settle for these kind of small basic items, which is getting, he's giving him a lot of benefit early game. But the downside is you're gonna lose gold in the long run in terms of, you have to sell it later on, and they are cost benefit. They are cost benefit now, but they are taking inventory spot later. I think he's gonna go his Perseverance later on, but we do see. Actually, Perseverance is gonna be a very standard item, as he's gonna sell his no now into Perseverance. Oh no, point booster. Okay.
So
what do you think about point booster? Just want the extra HP?
Actually, which is not so great nowadays. Usually you'll see Gwynsu or the Linken's on Storm Spirit, so very surprised. Meanwhile, it looks like some action happening on at bottom. Looks like they're trying to pick off the Drow Ranger as soon as possible, and this time she uses the Sonic Wave a bit earlier. However, it's not going to phase Necrolyte too much.
Yeah, Necrolyte smartly backs up against 3 hero. Meanwhile, there is a lot of pressure being placed on these Sentinel towers. Having a Chen will do that, helps out the ganks, give you a free Hand of God. It looks like there will be initiate. No, Alchemist a bit too fast. And that Acid Sport is pushing up so well. He does have Goblin Greed, so he will be farming up quite a storm as well. And we were talking about the point booster. Maybe he felt he really need that extra HP and the mana point just to keep up the pressure in terms of initiating those ganks. And I think the point booster can go into a very, very late game Scotty as well. So it doesn't have to be the Soul Booster. But I did see MUFC Storm Spirit go Soul Booster. But MUFC does go some weird shit item. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. In combination with the null tallies, the point booster is definitely not a bad choice. However, I guess it is gonna kind of hurt him in the mid game at this point. He's not gonna have anything really to regen his mana. He does have the Brilliance Aura, so he's probably not too worried there. I think the point booster, considering that now in hindsight, now that I'm looking at the Crystal Maiden auras at level 4, the point booster is definitely not a bad item. It's just he's gonna have to work that much harder to farm up for a Scotty if he's gonna go for the Scotty or the Bloodstone.
I think he's gonna just get the point booster and go back to his Linken's is my guess, because that's usually, well, I see Panda players do a lot. They go the point booster and then go back to their core item, which is the dagger, and then finish whatever they need to do. So maybe they're taking that route, not too sure. Storm Spirit is having a nice time farming up top. Sentinel team can't really go to defend top or gank him, because you can't really A, gank a Storm Spirit, and B, they're really getting a lot of pressure up mid. So EHome, I have to say, despite being again one of the favorites in this tournament, is gonna getting their asses handed to them so far. Is this due to the Chen's power of early push, early support, and Drow not being into the big picture of things yet, or are they just being outplayed, or a combination of both? What do you think?
I think it's a combination of everything so far, especially the lack of communication from EHome. We saw that definitely in the earlier portions of the game for the first 10 minutes or so. It looks like EHOME's putting down a lot of sentry wards. However, they don't have any observer wards up. They really got to get the observer wards up. And as you were saying earlier about the point booster, I'd like to go back to that, and I agree completely with you there. I'm not saying Storm is a support hero by any means. However, you see Venge and Lion sometimes in games just get the point booster for that extra 200 HP, 150 mana, and that really can change the tides of battle, especially on a hero like Storm Spirit. So he's most likely going to get that point booster, go work towards his core. Meanwhile, it looks like all these Scourge heroes are at bottom, and we'll see if the Sentinel heroes head back there.
Hello, Quap. 24-minute Hex, that Ultra Grill somewhere through that definitely helped out. And look